I always considered vegans a little weird. Anyway, this PowerPoint talk is one I gave to Funchal Agora speakers recently in the light of my enlightenment. And I've called it Vegan Madeira. By the way, my name's Roger Coghill and my degrees are in biology and environmental management, so you might realize that I'm quite interested in knowing about vegans. And why I like the idea of becoming a vegan is because it's such a natural way of keeping healthy. You keep cancer, heart conditions and diabetes at bay, and it has other benefits which I'll talk about. But first perhaps I should explain what is a vegan. Well, a vegan eats no meat, no dairy, no eggs, no fish, and they prefer, but not always, organic vegetables unadulterated by pesticides. Well, why become a vegan? I didn't think of becoming a vegan, but I then learned that vegans live longer and are less prone to heart disorders. But what really convinced me was that in 2018, IARC, the International Agency for Research into Cancer, called red meat a carcinogen and processed meat a very dangerous carcinogen. Well, that was it. I believed it then. But they also tell me that vegans prefer to help biodiversity. They have been claimed to have low levels of omega-3, vitamin B12 and so other things, but I think that's just a story put out by the meat and dairy industries who obviously don't like vegans much. Now, I live in Madeira, and I think I've just realized that Madeira is so lucky because anyone who wants to become a vegan can't find a better place, and for the reasons I just showed you. Well, if you want to get hold of vegan products, there are plenty of places to do that, and apart from the organic farmers, Continente and Pingo Doce in Madeira, chains of supermarket chains, sell all kinds of vegan products now. And there are also retail outlets specializing in vegan products, and I've listed some of those on the slide. Well, what I think is important also to know is that there are plenty of vegan recipe books on which you can learn to cook that way. And don't forget, there are also YouTube vegan cooking tutorials, and those are all good, helpful things to know about. For those not keen on cooking and want to go out just and eat, there are plenty of restaurants in Funchal and outside as well, and most of the ones I've come across offer a vegan alternative, or at least a vegetarian one. And our own Mad Market here in the Lido offers a good selection of vegan recipes and foods, and you can even buy the ingredients there. Now, I want you to check your teeth, because you'll realise that we are actually built to be vegan. The teeth are mainly molars for grinding up plants, not tearing the meat apart like tigers and lions. There are no real sharp incisors. And now, sheep and cows, of course, have the same structure of teeth. And have you ever seen a cow eat meat? So I think something we should chew on. Ho ho. That's an English phrase for Portuguese people, meaning think about this fact. And I do, and I have been persuaded. I never thought I would be. I always thought vegans were weirdos, and they still suffer from that stigma. Here's a cartoon of someone being put in a cooking pot and suggesting maybe the cook should become a vegan enthusiast, but he had better reasons than me. But if you look at the history of science, you'll find that often scientists in history have made statements which proved to be right, and yet at the time they made them, they were thought mad. Look at William Harvey and blood circulation. They thought he was crazy. When Edward Jenner in 1774 found vaccination against smallpox, a great discovery, but cartoonists at the time drew his patients with horns coming out of their heads. And if you think about Hans Berger, the Prussian doctor who discovered brain rhythms, we call them EEGs nowadays, he got the sack. And for Portuguese people, that's an English expression meaning being dismissed from employment. And I'd leave you with this thought. It's cows, you know, and they're farting and breathing and giving out carbon dioxides, which are a major contributor to the greenhouse gases which is causing such concerns. So in conclusion, let me say, let your food be your medicine, and my second conclusion, vegans aren't so weird after all. Thanks for your attention.